Hey everyone, today's video was very near and dear to me, and it's not about my mom, my dad, and me, my boyfriend, but it's about someone that was in my family about 12 years ago or so. Keep watching if you want to find out. So guys, it's about my cat Mabel. We got Mabel in 2020. No, in 2017, 18, right when I was 21, and I have entered my first year of college. When I was in college, I was by myself. Well, of course, I had 3 roommates. The roommate beside me was pretty good, but the 2 other ones never even spoke to me and my roommate on our side. So one day, I was sitting in my residency room by myself, and I call my dad, and mom to see what's up. I do that every night, a couple times a night or a day, just to check on them. And we were talking. My mom finally says, "Guess what?" And this was a Wednesday. I was going home on the following Friday night to be home with my parents. And so I answered my mom and I said, "What?" She's like, I have something to show you when I get home. So I got home and my mom went upstairs. Obviously, I figured either she was going to grab something out of the dryer or the washer, like switch a load of laundry. But no, she came back with this little gray bundle in her arms, and it was very exciting because, well, it looked like a fur ball. Like, literally, it looked like a lint ball. That's how tiny it was. And she showed me, and it was a tabby cat, but it was a gray tabby cat. And my mom got her, and she was such a sweet girl. Yes, so she was female, and her name was Mabel. I don't know, my mom just liked that name. She was the sweetest cat I ever saw. Still is. Even though we had a cat for 12 years before this. Like, that was an airport cat that my dad found at his place of work at a chemical plant in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. We had her for 13 years, actually. Um, I'll get into that story another day if you guys want to hear that. If you do, let me know. But anyways, so she said, "This is Mabel. Do you want to hold her?" And I was pretty shocked that my dad was okay with this, because after the cat we had before Mabel had passed away, he said no more cats, no more pets, no more nothing. Of course, we had our dog and everything. So when my mom brought this bundle of fur down, and my dad was freaking out, it scared me because I realized he gave up on, and comes to be that he loved her. Like, if you put that cat near my dad's shoes, boots. She was always trying to attack the laces because, I don't know what that is with cats, but they love string, they love anything they can get their paws on because they just love to play. But Lucy was a very cuddly cat. The first cuddly cat we ever owned. Like, she would sit with you. Of course, her claws were little beggars when she tried to climb on me, but I got over that really quickly. Because she would sleep with me, cuddle with me all the time. All the time. And if I wasn't in my chair, Mabel was in it. Like, if I was going to the washroom with my dad or whatever, that cat would be in my wheelchair. In it, sleeping. Like, that cat just, I don't know, it must have been able to detect my scent and know that I was not gonna hurt her, so she always climbed up there. And obviously, too, she was a kitten, so I also had a Toronto Maple Leaf, string bag. Like, there was no zipper on it, it was literally just a string closure. And this always happened every weekend. So if you fast forward a bit, I used to Mabel, I loved her. She was the best cat we ever had. A few weeks go by, and every time I pack my bag from college or pack it to go back, and we couldn't find Mabel, we would always have to check this Toronto Maple Leaf spring bag, and she would be in there. Well, one time we almost forgot her, and I almost took her with me to my college dorm room. Now, I honestly would have had no problem with that, but there would have been no way I could take care of her because I only get workers for 15 minutes a day, 4 periods a day, if they showed up on time. That's if they showed up at all. So I wasn't equipped to take care of Mabel. But the one day, she did not want to go. I think she knew that, I don't know. I think she knew, like, she got upset when I was leaving. I don't know. Kiddos are very smart that way. Because I would always get upset when I was leaving to go back to school. I didn't want to. I wanted to stay with my mom and dad. But, I had to go back to school after my dad paid $10,000 for the social service worker program. But that's for another day too, if you guys want to hear that. But I think she said that I didn't want to go, so she tried to hide in there so that I would take her so that she could comfort me. That didn't work out. Unfortunately, she was about a year old when on December 25th, this had to be 2018, no, 2016, her life tragically ended. Now, she was an indoor-outdoor cat, okay? But we always used to make sure she was in the house before we left because we wanted to make sure nothing would hurt her, nothing. We lived in the country and it's still a busy road down there. Like, cars are always going up, down, up, down, up, down. And so it was Christmas Day, and I think my mom was working because my dad took me up to my grandparents', which was where we always used to go for Christmas. Even now, that's our main house to go to for summer get-togethers or holiday get-togethers. Because it's wheelchair accessible for my grandma, and the yard is huge, but the house is not so big. But that's okay. We get around it. We have a great time. But my dad got me in the truck, got everything loaded, my chair, the gifts that we saw to bring up, and my mom was gonna meet us there after she finished work. Simple, right? You would think, like, we have everything. My mom's gonna meet us there when she's done work. But there was a bit of an issue. We looked and looked for Mabel. We couldn't find her. And my father's like, well, we gotta go. We don't have time to be looking for her. I'm sure she'll go in once we leave. And I'm like, Dad, it's Christmas Day. There's no, it's busy, but he was right in a way that we didn't have time to look for her. So, and we have a big backyard. Actually, the thumbnail you're gonna see is a picture of Mabel. Um, she's actually in a birdhouse in a tree. So when you see the thumbnail, that's what that actually is. To get her down, we had to actually, my aunt literally climbed the tree to go get her because she was so nervous to come back down. But anyway, so I was sad, but I came to the realization that we wouldn't have time to look for her, but she'll go back in the house when she gets cold, because she's smart. But we came home that night, still no cat. So I made some posters. My dad made some posters, which shocked me. My mom made some posters. We made some phone calls because she was just a kid. But we never ever found her. And I still miss her to this day, but what my family and I believe is that a bird like an eagle or a hawk came down and got her because she was so small and either ate her or took her away somewhere really, really far so that she couldn't find us again. But I have a lot more good memories with her, so she'll be gone but never forgotten. She was the greatest pet I ever experienced, and if I ever get the chance to own a cat again, I will get a cat that looks just like her or very similar to her. Alright, I know you guys, this was a very different video, but you know, animals are family too. The reborns are doing well, and they're just relaxing in the dumpster. Savannah's sleeping in the car seat. Of course, I'm watching her. Um, I hope this video turns out well. I actually have new headphones in, so I hope you guys can hear me okay. Um, let me know in the comments about that, please. Let me know if you want to hear any more cute stories about my kitty Mabel. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and we love y'all. Peace out.